Welcome to the Smokers Lounge, where we smoke a lot of weed, we talk a lot of smoke. I'm your boy Los, the host with the most smoke, and today we have Nicole East, medium,
Hey.
in the building. What's up, man? So,
Hey.
you summon shit.
Oh.
No, that's probably a horrible way to put it.
um, I would more call like channeling it. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
put some respect behind my name. She said,
Sometimes I do actually summon them. I say I summon them to me,
right,
so
right,
that
because that's
you
possible,
actually
right?
were kind of on point, actually. So I
See,
mean, see,
using,
you
yeah.
got it.
All
See, all
right,
right,
right.
all right.
So you've been doing this shit for a while, right?
Yeah. Born with it, but I've been doing it for about publicly for about 3 years. Figuring it out the last 7, 8 years.
Okay.
But basically had it my whole life
So
though.
when you say born with it,
Yeah.
does okay, did you know you was born with it? And when did you know that you had it?
Um, well, I actually knew I had it like a few years back, like 8 years back,
Right.
because actually kind of my journey went to God a little bit and numbers started haunting me. And then I ended up taking a trip to Sacramento,
Okay.
and it was like three sevens and nines that were haunting me, and
Oh, numbers.
numbers actually, and my
This
prayers
is
were,
very, very important.
yeah, and my prayers were actually very powerful too at the point. So I knew something was happening. I knew I was having like this big transition, and that happened, and me and my girlfriend went, and not the first, the second, the third store, and I ended up walking into a medium. Long story short, she depicted me, my friend, and told me actually all your signs were here to meet me. And because we threw the directions out the window prior to getting there. And I
Right.
was like, we're just gonna let God lead us. And she was like, no way. I was like,
Right.
yeah, we're gonna do this. And it ended up running into a girl that was a medium and showed me, and basically made us cry, and then told me all my signs were within me. And then I started listening, and
Right.
then
And she was for real. She
she
was it
was
was
for
some trill
real. It was
some
some
trill
real
shit.
shit, dude. It was,
That's crazy when you run across some shit like that, right? Because now you
well,
because now you come across a fork in the road, right? Between
I was
because
a
it's like it was something you was told all your life.
well, I was a Bible kind of thumper. So I was like, well, we were in the store, like, we shouldn't be here. This isn't right. And
Right.
when I met her, I
Out
was
of your
like,
realm.
yeah, I was like, no, this isn't cool. And then when she knew stuff that no one else knew, I
That's how
knew.
you knew.
I knew.
Right.
I just knew.
There
And
are frauds out there though.
yes,
That
yes,
fucking they're good
yes,
at like
yes.
making you think that they fucking pinpointed some shit.
Well, they
But it
just
could
kind
be
of beat
some
around the bush in a
right.
sense. You know what
That
I
type of
mean?
shit
You
where it
kind
can
of,
relate to anything.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
this wasn't that.
Yeah, this
And you
wasn't
can
that.
tell.
Yeah, no, she depicted my grandfather, what I sung at his his grave old site. I mean, she knew things that were no
Right.
one would know. She
Intimate
depicted
shit.
my friend's relationship. It was like to the point that we were like, this is real.
Right.
And so, and nothing in the store helped me, and I listened to the signs, and it kind of just, I got a notebook, and then
Yeah.
I figured it out. And
So what was it, man? Like, what was you looking for when you was like, oh shit, this shit's real? Like, did you start like doing like searches for
well,
ghosts and shit? Like,
I started feeling for it more. I started being like, all right, so what would be the sign of a ghost? Like,
right.
what would, and I thought the chills, right?
Okay.
So then I was like, all right, so maybe when I get the chills, that's when they're coming through or something. And that's kind of what happened. It started happening with the chills.
Right.
And then it just started being with me. What I was asking was what I was getting. I
I heard
would,
they present a code room when they
yes,
enter a room.
most definitely. Yes.
It
They'll
is
freeze
they
you in a
yeah.
freeze box, dude. And you're
Right.
just like, where's my jacket?
I wonder what that is. Why that is?
The
Is that a
try
sign that they're
yes,
giving you?
yes, that they're there and they're trying to make a point across. And a lot of times they have something to say, actually, at
Right.
that point, in my belief, in my
Yeah.
journey of it. So,
And that's
yeah.
a trip because they can use heat and burn your ass to death. So is this like
Yes.
like when the room gets cold, is these okay ghosts? Like
Yeah, yeah.
they
You'll
didn't want to
you'll
harm you in the
know.
beginning.
You'll know. And usually 9 times out of 10, people will know the ghosts that I visited them and they bring me in there and I kind of just put a stamp on it in
Yeah.
a sense. I asked them, I'm like, oh, you had this, you had that. So but basically, what was in your heart that had just happened? Like, who do you think, you know what I mean? Who do you think that it was? And 9 times out of 10, it is that person. I figure it out. I
Right.
deplict it and it is. So
Yeah.
it's like, we usually all know actually.
So my understanding of the whole afterlife process, right, is um they can't get to the next step unless they have goals to reach, right? They
Yes.
have to go through these steps to get to the sometimes they got to go through things to get to the next phase
I
or
mean,
something like that, correct?
I would say yeah and no. I kind of feel my innocence, my opinion that we're in their world.
Right. No, absolutely. See, and that's the thing about frequencies
So
because they're always here,
I
but they
feel
live in a
there's more
different
dead than
frequency.
alive here, if you make sense.
Yeah,
And it's kind of
absolutely.
true.
Yeah.
So if you think about it.
Yep. So when you change the frequency, right? You see what's in that frequency that you just changed, right?
Just
So
like in music,
yeah, the
frequency
same
in
the same
music,
thing, the vibration,
will
right?
affect you and your body and your healing and your chakra points and
Yep.
stuff like that.
And I believe they're all here. We just
Yeah.
can't see them because of the frequency that the towers are putting off to keep us in a certain range.
And I do believe the food that we eat blocks our third eye to where we can't
I believe the
tap into our
same shit.
intuition as well.
If people
So,
don't know about Dr. Sebi, I think
no.
they would want to tap into that. Dr. Sebi was the guy who found the cure for cancer, AIDS,
Hmm.
diabetes, and everything
Hmm.
just by eliminating the foods that we eat, the foods that they're giving you because it's poison, right?
Yep. Yep.
He was
Everything
he
is.
was a diabetic within 90 days of not eating the foods. Like he would just went on this plant-based diet with these herbs. 90 days he was no longer a diabetic. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
all kinds of other shit happened. And the government ended up killing him. You know what I mean? Because he, was saying that he found the cure.
Shit. The government kills how many people?
Shit's crazy. Um
Don't get me started. I've talked to many.
yeah.
I'll get in
But
trouble.
for your work, your line of work, what you do, it's very, very highly valued. Uh
Oh, thank
and
you.
underappreciated, I think.
Thank
Uh
you.
and because I think it's something that people are it's out of the comfort zone.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. Because just people, they're like, they really have to believe what they see.
Right.
Unless they see it, they don't believe it.
Right,
So, in a
right. And
sense, they're
everybody's
like,
skeptics. And
yeah,
even when they see it, man, they trying to justify it with some shit.
yeah, they always try and, or test it, and stuff like that.
What's the craziest shit that you've seen? Like let's
Like ghost wise,
well, your
or
craziest experience. I won't even say ghost because ghost is different than entities, right? And like
I
the
call them the
the
same.
the realm, oh, they're all the same. Even
Yeah, to
orbs and all
me.
that. Orbs
No,
are the
orbs
same.
are what people carry off, their own orb.
Okay,
That's
okay.
just my,
Right.
yeah,
All right.
yeah,
See,
yeah.
I'm learning some shit.
Yeah. My worst reading or like,
You read the one that you was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this.
what the hardest ones are actually when the people I know that
Right.
die.
Because you're scared to.
Well, because they constantly come to me and I'm mourning them as well. And I have to take that in. And it's actually harder than you think. Some people are like,
Right.
oh, you're blessed. You get to talk to
No,
them for
you
the rest
think
of your
this is
life.
what you want to know.
But I'm like, no, it's actually harder than you think. So it's kind of like when my loved ones died, I actually got to close my eyes the first few days
Right.
because,
I'm sure you don't want to see no shit.
well, because they actually come to me in objects and
Yeah.
signs is how I do it. And sometimes they
Right.
talk to me through the back of my mind and stuff like that.
I
But
see.
so it's like, that those are probably my hardest is, but I mean, the most scariest thing was probably uh, I get visions too when they tell me about it.
Okay.
So I have to kind of relive their moment.
Yeah.
So when they tell me about how their loved one died or
Right.
how they fell off a motorcycle or how
I'm sure all this becomes
children's and the
overwhelming.
most overwhelming ones are the children's,
Yeah.
and a lot of them killing themselves lately because that's just like
Everybody,
since the pandemic,
yeah,
it's just like,
yeah. Everybody's at home finding out that everybody's been cheating on each other and type
yeah,
shit, and
yeah,
can't
and
stand this motherfucker no
a
more.
lot of shootings.
Yeah.
Everyone's killing everybody. I'm getting a lot of people. And it's just over stupid shit. It's
Right.
it's really not over things that are worth it.
What do they come to you for? Are they coming to you to be freed? Are they like, what is it?
Really, they're coming to let you know that you're okay,
Right.
that you're gonna be okay,
Okay.
and that I'll be here, and I'll guide you. Just listen and watch for the signs, and I'm able to like show you. And sometimes I figure out which signs they have showed you and stuff, so that you know that they were there. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm just a person that validates, because I'll tell you things that you know no one else would know too. So it's like
Right. Right.
it kind of just validates, like, all right, they are
Yeah.
here, and it just kind of puts closure on it for you in a sense.
Do you
you know
hate having to do that?
so,
Do you hate like when motherfuckers be like, okay, prove it?
oh dude, you have no idea.
You know what I mean? Like, prove it.
um I don't mind when it's like my friends and stuff,
Right, right.
and I
You can make
haven't
it a
seen,
game,
and
fun.
it's
Like, hey,
cool,
watch
and like,
this. Make make
yeah.
that fool walk
Or
dead over
yeah,
there.
or we go into the bar, and we'll channel someone behind the bartender, and then he gives us free drinks or
Oh,
something.
see,
That
yeah,
that's fun, or
see,
something like,
right.
playing
Obviously,
fun like that. But it kind of gets annoying to say, and to say my same journey, the same
yeah,
thing, and where I came from and how I do it and this and that. It's just
right.
like that's probably the hardest. And actually, when I do it, I lose a lot of sleep. To be honest with you,
I'm
I give
pretty sure.
energy when they connect with me.
Right,
So I have to take my sleep away. So if I don't sleep right, it's actually hard for me to channel,
right.
or I have to sleep right afterwards, in a sense. So it's kind of like, people look, they think like, oh, well, I'm not doing a lot of work. I
Yeah,
may be working only 3, 4 hours, but it took 4, 5, 6 hours of my sleep that you
right,
don't know.
right,
So it's
right.
like, I have to go take it. Get what I'm saying? So
That's
that's a
crazy.
sacrifice
That's
I
where the
take.
fucking edibles and the weed and the
Yes.
fucking dabs come in handy. Lay your ass down.
Yes, definitely some edibles, definitely some tree, definitely, yes, yes, yes,
Good
yes.
shit, man.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a trip because like your line of work, there's no, there's never a happy customer, right? As far as like when they come to you, they're
No,
never like, oh yay, hey, I want to buy this house. You know what I mean? Type of shit.
well,
Just
they're
like,
usually skeptical, but a lot of them are pretty cool.
yeah.
And actually,
But
I've
I mean,
had
when you're dealing with like the dead, like it's really like kind of a in a sad place, right?
it is, and that's why I try and tell them to wait a little bit
Yeah.
right after they die, because I actually feel it, and
Right.
I'll cry with them, and I'm kind
Yeah.
of like, in a
It could
sense,
probably
like,
be overwhelming for
it
everybody,
is.
even
So
on the other
let's,
side, because they still don't know what the fuck is
yeah,
going on.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know that, but I'm
yeah,
just,
most definitely.
give it, let this fucking death settle a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I try and tell people they'll come to me 2 days right after. I'll
Yeah.
actually like think of see a death, and like, kind of, oh, I wonder how it happened, and then within a day I figure it out, like someone I know will boop, 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 and I figure it out before it's out. So it's like kind of a trip like that too. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know what I
And
mean?
are you're on Instagram, right?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, Nikki Witchy, and
Nikki
then
Witchy.
yes, yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Fuck it. Fuck
Yes.
it.
Yes. It's who
Witchy.
I it is what it is.
Oh yeah. And you're doing a lot of work out here in this area,
Yeah, 209,
the
and I do a
209
lot
area.
actually, through my phone and on the internet and Facebook,
Okay.
because,
And if
and
people want to reach you, what's the easiest way?
Nicole East, the medium.
Nicole East the Medium, just
It's
through the
on
Google
Facebook.
search.
Yeah, no, on
Oh, on
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah, on
Okay.
Facebook. Yeah, I got a little business page right there, and
Nice.
yeah, that's what I do.
Nicole East Medium.
The medium, yeah.
If you want your future rate, right? You ain't giving out lotto numbers, right? Because we're at almost $1 billion right now. If we go off camera, you can give me the numbers. Yeah, that's not how it works.
Okay.
Um, but no, yeah, I appreciate you.
All right,
I
thank you.
appreciate
I
everything that
appreciate your
you're
time
doing.
too. Thank
Yeah,
you.
no problem.
Thank you.
One more time, tell them where they're finding you and how to locate you if the living.
Okay. You can reach me at Nicole East, the medium on Facebook, and Nikki Witchy on Instagram. Yeah.
Nikki Witchy on Instagram. We appreciate you for coming in.
Yeah.
We I enjoyed it. I
All right.
really
Thank
did.
you.
Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody for tapping in.
Thank
Make
you.
sure you follow me on Instagram. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Smash that like button. Notifications is a must. The Smoker Lounge, blah, blah, Smokers Lounge. Got this bitch.
Bye.